The creek behind me has historically given me really nice chunky pieces of gold, including a couple of small gold nuggets. And that is most excellent. But history is a fickle thing. Just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen again. And that is why I'm out here with my Sydney Tools bucket, because I want to see if I can find any more chunky bits of gold. All of this material here is tailings from the old timers. They washed it, but it's a heavy clay-based soil, and that means that a lot of the gold was still stuck in that clay. As this bank erodes, that stuck gold gets released into the creek. This creek is actually quite unique because it has both alluvial and hard rock mining on the same watercourse. Unlike Reedy Creek, this place is really difficult to track the gold in. When you find it, it's good. The problem is finding it. This creek is tiny, and the old timers did an incredible job of cleaning up all the black sand and ironstone, meaning it's very hard to follow any heavies back to gold deposits. So oddly enough, this creates a situation where the indicator for gold is gold itself. If you're finding a little bit of gold, there's more than likely some more gold in the area. So getting one tiny little flake like that at the beginning of the day was actually a good thing. I call this live in hope creek. You live in hope that those little flakes are going to lead you to something big, and historically, they almost always have. And with me finding a little bit of trace gold early on in the game, I had high hopes that by the end of the day, we'd have some pickers. This right here is one of the reasons there's so much gold in this area. It's conglomerate. This stuff has never been broken down. It's been cemented in millions of years ago, and now, fast forward to today after the gold rush, or it's all been disturbed, it's starting to break down and release gold into the stream. Gold just like this. This is the product of the old timers not being able to wash apart the conglomerate or the clay. Originally I found the best gold just here, but that was about 12 months ago. And since then, Gadsy, Mick and a number of other people have come here and worked the area too. But as the old adage goes, shovel marks the spot. Couple of test pans in, and we're starting to see that proper chunkier gold that's not known in my region. Let's see if we can do that again. As it turns out, I would be able to do that again, but it would take a while. One's luck, two's a coincidence, three and we're on to something. Because I was solely reliant on the old timer tailings degrading, the gold was kind of random. You never know when it's going to pop out on you, and it can just be in little pockets. You know the pockets they put on women's jeans. The gold here is really flat, just like Reedy Creek, so it likes to move with the dirt, especially considering there really isn't that much black sand in the pan to keep it in place. And we got a lot of fine stuff. I think we're on the right path. If we stick in this area, we're going to find some decent gold. And that's the danger of making predictions on camera, because immediately after saying that, the gold up and buggered off. This spot's not working out. I'm getting lots of flower gold. There's occasionally a big flake, but I know the potential of this area, so we're going to go looking for something better. Grammatically, I'm not sure whether to use the word began or begun, so in this case, the great hunt had begin. And it had begin well. I managed to discover an edge deposit where more erosion had come out of the bank and started releasing that gold we like. Somehow the most fitting place ever to find gold, between two ferns. I've done about 24 pans so far, and I found a lot of reef gold because there's hard rock mines only about 100 meters upstream. And it's shedding that super fine 3 mil gold into the creek. We're not here for fine gold. We're here to find nice big chunky flakes. And really I only need one good bit today to make it all worth it. Because this is nugget or nothing territory, it's a lot of boredom punctuated by sheer joy. Are we going to get sheer joy? No, we're going to get flower gold. The last pan from there was so tasty. It's just potluck what you turn the camera on to film. That's that 3 mil gold I was talking about. Fine, shapely, hard to catch, and not enough of it. You just wait, we're going to get a really good bit. That's a super nice reefy piece of gold that hasn't traveled too far from the source. And that's what we're looking for in quantity. Almost every creek I work, the gold sheds out of the bank and not from the source. But because the hard rock mines in this area cut across the creek, we do find gold specimens like this. Oh, I really like this. All of that is old timer tailings, and it's huge. It's
standing 6 feet above me.
Warning, you're about to meet Education Chris.
In fact, this bank here is eroded away, and you can see this is a slump. So this was up there, and all the gravel underneath it has gone that way. I'm thinking along the edge of the slump bank.
Floods wash away the lighter material first, meaning that this bank had fallen down because it had got rid of everything that wasn't heavy enough to stay put. And the things that are heavy enough to stay put are big rocks, gold, and black sand. At least, that was the theory. It was true upstream, so I was just relying on the fact that this pile hadn't been washed properly like the last one. And unfortunately for me, the old timers in this case had done their job.
Finally. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate this, but that's what we're here for, these bigger pieces of gold. You don't need many pans of this for it to add up. Gold is 155 Australian dollars per gram at the moment, and you only need maybe 10 or 15 of these sort of pans to get that gram. There is a thin layer of compacted gravels here. That's where that came from. Now let's see, will it let me do that on camera? If there's gold in this, it's the first pan today that's been successfully got on camera with gold in it. Yeah, there's a little bit there, I'm gonna have to rapid tap it. People don't realize that black sand and ironstone actually help you keep your gold at the top of your pan. If you don't have those, you've got to rapid tap. And of course, we've got a lot of flour gold, but no big flakes. I'm going to try again in this spot because that is considerably more flour gold than I've got in the last couple of pans. And we still are getting decent gold almost every other pan. It's just that I want the chunky bits. Why won't you let me find chunks?
I swear to the gods of rock, Lemmy, and Slipknot that the gold can hear a camera looking at it. And so I abandoned all logic in prospecting and just pretended like the camera wasn't on. And wouldn't you know it, my voodoo witch magic worked.
I need everyone to pretend like the camera isn't on so we don't scare the gold. If everyone stays really quiet, the gold won't know we're here. Ah, yes, it worked. It worked. Shh. We don't want to scare it away. You did real good. Good job on being quiet.
So long as we whisper, we should get more gold.
Ah, geez, luckily this spot's so private and there's no one watching at all, so that secret, rare, hard to find things can live in peace and harmony in my pan. I should do it, right?
And it worked.
Ooh, this might be a good one. Oh yeah, that was a good one. That's what we're after. This is what I've been hoping for all day, and we're starting to get it. It may not be a complete deposit in this area because I don't think there's that much pay dirt, but hey, if I get 3 or 4 pans like that, it'll be good. It's got the same kind of consistency, the same kind of feel. It's got the right sound. Trust me, when you get experience, you can hear good pans. It's a phenomenon I can't describe any other way than you can just hear the right kind of noise coming from your gold pan.
Yeah, Crocodile Gold D, you bloody show-off. Hearing gold.
And we've got ironstone, which is the main heavy in this creek. So if you're getting ironstone like that, generally speaking, you're on the right spot. Come on, 3 for 3, 3 for 3, 3 for 3, 3 for 3. Oh my God. Oh, look. That is the best pan of the day. That's a little picker. That's what we're after. That's why I said nugget or nothing. That's a great little picker. That on its own is probably worth like $8 to $10 now with the gold price so high, and we've got a bunch of gold that came out with it. I knew we would get there today. I knew it. That didn't take too long.
With several good pans under my belt, things were looking up.
I'm collecting all my cons in the bucket today. I'm wondering if I should take that home and crush it and just see if anything else comes out. Some of that gold was super sharp, and that means it's popped off the quartz real recently. There's a good chance that some of this running down the creek is going to be ore that's getting smashed apart during flood, and because the gold creates a weak point in the rock, it's breaking off as it tumbles down the stream. The further I take the dirt from upstream, the less gold I'm getting. 5 little pieces of gold there and some nano. But we are still getting lots of that mineralized quartz hanging around in the pan. So I think I am going to crush this and see what happens. And so it means that the gold that's shedding into this creek is absolutely coming directly out of the hard rock, not too far away. I'm wondering once this spot's done if I should go upstream. I know where the mine is and dig below it. This pile of dirt right here is the hard rock mine. That's the waste rock, the tailings that they threw out from underground. Just here is a loaming hole that they use to try and find that hard rock deposit. And would you just look at the amount of erosion that's happening right at the base of that mine. So we know that if there's gold coming out of that mine, it's definitely going to be pushed downstream at this point. I'm panning where the water really narrows up, so it's concentrating dirt. And it looks like my hunch paid off. I have a beautiful piece of reef gold here. It's super sharp and it is super shiny. So we know that that has come from the source only 20 meters away. Given that the source is right there, let's see if we can get another. It's really not that common you get an opportunity to pan for gold directly next to a hard rock mine. Normally they're way further up in the hills, so this could be interesting.
Now, take note, just because you're near a hard rock mine doesn't mean your gold count's going to go up. It just increases your chances of getting something bigger.
Oh yes, one nice big flake and a few pieces of reef gold. You can see the difference, they're round and rolly.
And man, did the gold get bigger.
All of that dirt came out where my shovel is, and that piece of rock really screams ore to me. Oh, yeah! Look at that, they are good bits. There's not much reef gold in that. There's a couple of really small pieces there that you can definitely tell have come from hard rock, but most of that's fine alluvial, and there's even a small piece of amalgam there. So that's mercury covered gold. And that makes sense because typically hard rock gold was recovered using mercury, not using panning or sluicing techniques back in the gold rush. Every single pan I'm picking up is giving me about that much gold minimum. And my bet was correct. We've got alluvial gold, but it's also mixed with super sharp gold like that. Maybe I'll get a really big specimen from that mine. That'd be sweet. Imagine if I got like a fist-sized specimen here. Everybody whisper so the specimens don't hear us. The clay actually smells kind of musky, which is what old gold mines smell like when you go into them. That's interesting. I didn't fully expect to get that with water, so there must be something in the rock that's doing that. First couple of bits of gold. Oh, this might be an alright pan. Oh yeah, look at that bit. Not a bonanza pan, but plenty of reef gold. Look at that nice bit. So shiny, so chrome. Fine gold's been really consistent, and as I move up, I'm getting more big pieces. So I'm just going to keep going up until the gold stops. And yeah, the clay is still a problem.
And I just want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that if you want to help support the channel, the best way you can do it is to check out theoldmoldy.com.au, where we sell the gold we find on camera, just like this, as well as a myriad of paydirts to test your panning abilities at home while you're in your underwear, on the couch, or at your kitchen table.
It sounds good. The dirt feels really heavy. It doesn't like to move in the pan. And we're left with a lot of this material. This like pea gravel here could have a lot of gold in it, especially considering how sharp it is and its proximity to the gold mine. So I don't know. I reckon moving up closer to the mine is a good thing. Oh, 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 oh! It's really thin. It's real thin. But what a flake. That's a picker and a half. That's a good bit of gold. You just don't ever know when a piece of gold that big is going to pop out. For my region, my area in particular, that is quite a substantial find. I'm real pleased with finding that. That makes it worthwhile. That there is probably a $15, maybe a bit more, maybe a $20 piece of gold on its own. And that's not even including the other specs that it came out with. It was definitely worth coming up to work below that mine.
That little chunk was an awesome way to finish up my session. I'd spent about 4 hours out there searching on the creek, and I found some pretty decent gold deposits along the way.
I spent a grand total of 4 hours on the creek panning, most of which was me looking for a deposit, and you can really see the difference between reef gold and the alluvial gold. The reef gold's still got iron staining on it, so it's more orange. And man, they are beautiful pieces. It's a really cool mixture of ultra fine gold, alluvial gold, and hard rock. What a spot. After 8 years, it's finally happened. We have hats. That's right, all moldy hats that are available both on the website and our brand new shop that you can come visit us in person. That's Shop 261 Ford Street, Beechworth. All of the information for where the shop is located on our Facebook page and on Google. That's right, we're Googleable. And arguably, more importantly, this is the gold I managed to recover out of our little creek. I knew that there was big chunky gold in that area, and I'm stoked to have found that really cool flake. That is a good bit of gold, and since filming that video, the gold price has gone up another $10 per gram. The gold is very hard to track in that area, so being able to find chunky pieces like this is something quite special, and I think we've probably got maybe a gram of gold here. Chunky bits always add up really fast. If we get a gram of gold, we just made $165. Leave your guess in the comments below, and don't forget to check your subscription status, because YouTube still be unsubscribing people without our permissions. Wow, well, I way overestimated how much we got. At today's gold prices, that's still worth between 85 and 90 Australian dollars. 4 hours work, spending time in nature, and learning how to say the word because, all valuable things that I prize.